Hello, good day, hello, welcome. Welcome back. I just stuffed up my deal there. You fellas caught me off guard. It was lights, camera, action straight away. There was no there was no countdown to
No,
it.
3, 2, 1, you are on.
Jeez, gonna catch me off guard like that, you know? Don't be sneaking up on a man like that, whole world of hurt. Anyway, welcome back to another read. And got that one. With Susie and Ricky, and
Clearly we're in a much lighter mood.
well, clearly, definitely like much lighter mood.
Yeah.
And so puzzle pieces is what we're going to be reading around today.
Yeah. The puzzle pieces coming together, making sense.
And conversations are getting lighter.
Yes.
With the change in whatever's been happening in the cosmos.
In the cosmos, yeah. Yeah, we can probably thank lovely Libra dancing with Mercury to bring a more social, balanced and friendly energy into our communication to kind of rival our Mars Gemini dance.
Yeah. Whoever that was bringing all that heavy drama to the forefront last couple of days and whatnot. She's a bitch.
She can keep walking.
She can, yeah. She can, yeah.
It's been a thing, hasn't it?
She can put on the Daisy Dukes and just keep on frickin' walking.
Keep on walking. So today we're going to read about how this lighter shift in energy is coming around and how that plays out for the collective, and in particular for our twins who are currently in separation, what that might look like. And the other big energy was puzzle pieces coming together.
Yeah.
It just feels like, and if you've been following our journey, you will have heard me having a bit of a whinge about how I couldn't figure out all the information that was coming at me. And it's like, it all came together in a rush, and it's like understanding came in and the next part of the journey has unlocked. So it'll be interesting to see how Divine Feminine's energy plays out with regards to understanding the next wave of ascension, and then how that plays out for Divine Masculine as well.
It gets a lot easier and lighter for the masculiners. Trust me, we've all been acting like a dick lately. I've been one of them.
More willing to bring your energy forward?
Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit. All right, so I'm going to read from the aspect of the Divine Feminine, by and large, because that's who we talk to the most, our lovely Divine Feminine community. But if you're Divine Masculine here watching, there'll be plenty in it for you there too. And we do focus on twins in separation because twins come together in waves, and wherever you are on that wave, whether it is you are, imminently close to union or it's a minute away, there'll still be information that is relevant, whether it's playing out in your connection or you and the divine. However this shows up, we're pretty sure we've got something to offer for twins in separation in this read. Are we ready?
We are ready.
Ready? Let's see what we've got. Divine Feminine, let's go first. Page of Cups. Oops. And then we've got the Magician. Right, solving all the puzzles. And then we've got the Three of Pentacles. We have got the Three of Wands. We've got the Temperance card. See, I'm not kidding. It all came together in a rush today, right?
Yep.
Yep. And I've been buzzing. I'm just like, Ricky, you got to hear this. Da, 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 da. This is how it all makes sense. And he's gone, happy for you. That's great.
I am.
Yeah, legitimately. Yeah, look, Page of Pentacles, this sets us, I'll get there, but I'm really happy to see how that alignment's coming out for us, Divine Feminine. What have we got at the bottom of the deck? We've got Nine of Wands, Death card, Four of Cups, Three of Cups, Five of Swords, and the Five of Cups. And there she is, look, Nine of Pentacles. She's too far down that energy field. Like, yes, we know how to walk strong and independent, but let's look at the push above that. Have we been in Five of Cups energy for sure? Like, we've been feeling the void, the separation, but keeping our union safe and sound in between. Even while the Divine Masculines had his back a little bit turned, I think this is interesting to reflect upon because, you know, we both kind of, for the past little bit, have had our back turned to each other, but we kept the connection safe. It was like, are you okay over there? Yeah, right, I'll wave at you as I walk on by.
We checked in with each other.
We were checking in, going, you got it covered? You need a minute by yourself?
Righto.
You're not going to throw it back at me. No, it never gets like that between us. But it's like we were just very, very aware that you know, like this time spent, and it wasn't even deliberate. It was just just feeling a vibe that I don't want to come into your circle, and you don't necessarily want to come into my circle, because we were figuring out our own parts of the journey. And then when we were coming together, it was just really just making sure you're not going anywhere, are you? We're still good, right? Yeah. Yes. We're still all good. Everything's okay. Just need a minute to figure out how this is playing out. And look, we've talked about this really significantly, that, you know, there's Jupiter Chiron retrograde, which is all about magnified healing and dark sides not being able to be hidden. And then sometimes when your dark side comes up, you need to be able to process that for yourself. You need a minute by yourself to sit in whatever that is that's coming up for you, to figure it out. And when you are expressing it to each other, being careful not to tip over your connection. Now, if you're sitting in separation, which is by and large who we're reading for, this is holding the void. And, you know, sometimes you feel that stretch on that separation and it tips you into a place of melancholy. But the kicker to that is to know that your union is always okay. It's being held safely. I'll talk about putting it up in your heart-shaped box and putting it up on the shelf while you move through your individual process. Is it going to cause a sting? Is it going to cause a pain at times? That stretch or that feeling like you feel the separation. You feel the fact that, yes, you know you're one, but you feel the separation intensely. And sometimes that can be really, really tough to sit in. But the good news is we're going to have some level of victory over that, the way that the communication will play out. And for some, the communication is only happening in the 5D space. For some, it's happening in 3D. However this level of communication is playing out might leave you with having to leave some swords on the ground. You might have to make some concessions, or you might have to make some sacrifices. You might have to review your principles. How are you, showing up on this journey? Are you cranky at the divine at this point? Are you cranky at the divine masculine? What is it that you're feeling like you need to express to get it off your chest, to feel like you're having some level of victory? Having to reconcile what it feels like to go through this void space. Sometimes it can tip into a space of feeling angry or wanting to erupt on some level. It's not until you really get into that space of feeling like you want to erupt that you move into the next level. I always say frustration is not something to don't think it's a negative. It can feel awful to go through, but it's not a negative to feel frustrated. You sit on the frustration right before you have a breakthrough. And that's kind of what I'm feeling here, is that like the void might have been stretched, or you might have been feeling separation more intently, but it will be designed to give you another level of knowledge. And if it's pushed you into, like some super level of frustration to get there, the next point after frustration is celebration. Look at that sequence. Feeling separation, feeling like you're having some kind of concession that you have to make, that is, you're going to have a victory even if it's at frustration, and then you move into the point of celebration. It's you, your divine masculine, and the divine itself all celebrating. This is a card of communication on a couple of different levels. It is, whether it's felt on the 5D or the 3D, this is going, well, we got through that. We got through it. And now it makes sense as to why I went through that last round of ascension. I understand what the frustration was all about, and now I get to sit on the other side of it and celebrate. The puzzle pieces came together. What's the next push? Next layer of energy. Yeah, look, see? here you spent some serious time in discernment. You've sat with the divine, and you've had your time. Well, for me, how this played out, this was, I spent time in meditation, and then I spent a lot of time watching Gaia and just going, I'm watching, it's
symbolic pieces.
Fully, I'm just going, at some point this has got to make sense. At some point the penny's going to drop. At some point I'm going to know that critical piece of information. This card can represent discernment. And what I want to say, particularly in this case, it was spiritual discernment for the divine feminine. It felt very logical, this energy. Like, as much as I was feeling an emotional pull, it felt like Ricky's side of the coin was more emotional than what mine was. I felt very practical in the energy. Like, I'm going through a level of frustration that has a practical answer, and I'm looking at him and going, whatever you're going through, it feels like it has an emotional answer. and it felt very different, didn't it? Like the energies we were processing, which then made it hard to sit down together and go, what is this strange energy we're having to negotiate between each other? So for my divine feminine, it'll be interesting to see how the masculine read comes out. But ours felt like it was discerning puzzle pieces to understand what the journey was all about, or understand another layer of creation. And here, look, again, here's your divine union sitting up there. Here's your Two of Cups. Hang on, we'll get rid of that one. See, your Two of Cups was quite safe over there, right? Yes, you had some emotions knocked on the ground. There's a cup knocked over in this one as well. It's probably hard to see up close, but see, there's one cup knocked over. And I'm going to say in this particular case, the cup knocked over was communication. And over here was the Ace of Cups. Now, the divine was putting us through a process of, once again, understanding self-love, twin love, and divine love. And for mine, that process was playing out in understanding sacred geometry. What did your particular process look like? Did you have to sit in serious discernment with the divine to understand a particular process? It feels like very practical energy to me. Now here is where it goes, you've moved through another part of the journey, because death comes along when you've completed something. Like, it is a doorway over here, but you have to complete a pathway of ascension to move through the doorway of death. Now, what's super interesting about the death card is that death occurs halfway through the major arcana. Like, it's halfway there. So you have to have these mini deaths along the way before you get to move on to the next part of the journey. So it's like going, what is it? What part of this journey do I have to ascend to get to open the door to the next chapter? Now, like, the word arcana itself actually is, like, it means mysteries of some description. Like, arcana actually means mysteries. And here we go at the death card. It's number 13, and there's like, what, 22 cards in the major arcana. So death sits about halfway there. And it goes, what process of your ascension journey did you just go through to be going? You've gone through a mini death again in your process of the the hero's journey through the major arcana. So some level of death has occurred. You've completed a cycle. You've moved through a death ascension, which is a halfway point on your journey. And here we've got the wounded warrior, right? So here you go, all right, I take up my wand again, I take up my mission, I take up my battle. Here's all the battles I've already fought. I'm battle weary, I'm exhausted, but I've gone through, right, line in the sand. Now I understand that puzzle. I'm not at all surprised to see the death card there. I wanted to see the Six of Wands as well, because I've been throwing myself a ticker tape parade this morning because I'm so excited that those lessons actually start to make sense. All of that discerning, all of that sitting with the divine, all of that figuring out, all right, what's your next level? My connection's safe, and if you're in separation, I want you to understand this doesn't make a difference if you're in union or if you're in separation. My union is always safe. There's my Two of Cups. I'm fine to have one spill. my union is safe. I'm fine to sit in separation with my twin while I go off and learn another lesson because my union is always safe. The only difference between where we sit in union and where you sit in separation is that we've done enough of the ascension work that the divine deems it okay that we do this work together now. It's like it doesn't change the fact that the work continues, or that sometimes you have to sit separate from each other to be able to understand what your lesson's all about. Does it make you battle weary? Absolutely. I see you, divine feminine. It takes it out of you, doesn't it? It's like when you're having to employ so many facets of your being. It's like your physical energy, your mental energy, your spiritual, like all of it. You're employing everything that you need to get through your day. And you got to wash your dishes and hang your clothes and cook meals and all that kind of stuff. And then you've got to do your day job and what it is that you do to earn money. And then you've got to, in some cases, deal with your partner, not deal with your partner, kids, whatever's going on that level. And then you've got to sit with the divine and go figure out this next layer. That's a lot. And it's any wonder that we're sitting in this Nine of Wands energy. But Spirit is saying that you've come through another phase, you've come through another doorway, and we're halfway through another go round on the hero's journey, and death is somewhere in the halfway mark. So we go, right, we put a line in the sand on that one. What's next? What is next is that we have the Page of Cups is the direct push. So here we want to, Page of Cups sits at the bottom of the next ascension staircase. And we've actually got two pages there. I might sit them side by side because they top and tail this reading. So this is the push from the universe and this is the likely outcome. So the push of the universe is to feel a new layer of love or a new offer of love come towards you. So it might come from your counterpart. It's highly likely under these energies that your counterpart will come forward. But it could be that it rebirths a new push of love from the divine. And I'm definitely feeling that from the divine. It's going, like like I said, I'm throwing myself my own ticker tape parade. It just feels, I'm just so excited that like the knowledge has cemented. And that's why the Page of Pentacles comes in, is going, all right, you've got this knowledge. Here comes the next version of it. With this new push of love comes the new push of work. It's not surprising that you see fresh new energy after you go through a death process, right? So death says, close the door on that lesson. I set you at the bottom of the next ascension staircase. Here you are as the Page of Cups. Feel the love from the divine for all the work that you've just been through. Feel the love from your twin, if it's in 3D, if it's in 5D. And definitely, like I said, like I'm throwing my own parade. I'm pouring that love in on myself to go, you got through that last little cycle and it's making sense. Page of Pentacles says, now you're ready to get to work on what you know now. And that was quite literally what I said to you this morning, wasn't it? It's like, I've got the next piece of the puzzle. I know what to do next. I know what the next thing I've got to create is. How you're showing up. Not surprisingly, we feel like the magician, don't we? We turn some lead into gold there. And it's like the magician has everything that they need to alchemize the process. So it was like we were fighting and fighting and fighting with puzzle pieces. We were fighting to understand mission. We were fighting to go, where do I go next? What am I supposed to do? How do I bring it all together? The magician has that ability to turn lead into gold. And that's how we're showing up, Divine Feminine, as if we have figured out some of the answers. We are capable of alchemizing our situation and what's happening in our soul. What's the effect of that is, and I call it, if you watch our readings, I call Three of Pentacles a twin flame card. It is one of those beacons for me. We get on mission with the divine. The next piece of the puzzle is now ours. The next level of understanding belongs to us. It's going to look different for everybody because everyone's journey is different. So what you've just come into, the process that you've been through, you should start to be settling into some kind of clarity on what that was all about. And this week should be, like I said, if it felt like you've been walking in mud and every time you tried to wipe the mud out of your eyes, you just wipe more mud into your eyes and it just hurt. This week should start to feel like you clean the mud away. Like when you've got clean hands, it wipes the mud out of your eyes and things should become very, very focused. But really, we won't move into the true fruit of that, or the true harvest of that until into mid-September, when we move into more destiny-related energies, or when they truly manifest. But here in the soul space, you understand that you've leveled up. Here's our little twin flames up here, held within the heart of the divine, and I know it's kind of hard to see them, but if this is representing the divine energy, and here's where twin flames manifest, then they come down to the 3D realm, and they've got work to do. Here's masculine, here's feminine, here's the divine, and here is the space that exists all around you. You are never not connected to each other. In the nothing is not nothing. In the nothing is the net of connectedness. You are always in connection with your twin. So all of this work that you've been doing over here to now present in the energy of the magician. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to see that in that place, because it's manifesting in your soul work, is bringing you closer into mission, whether that involves coming closer into union with your twin, whether it means that you're coming closer into just understanding the divine, however that manifests for you and where you are on your journey. That energy will start to feel like it's something more solid, or something more tangible, or something that you have to take action on. We still have a bit of a challenge on that though. Like this is the Three of Wands is all about actually, and that's what I was saying to you, like you probably won't feel the fruit of all of this work probably until into mid-September, but you should feel the relief of the pressure of the lesson has de-intensified? I don't know. It's lessened. It's not as big. So it might feel like a bit of a challenge. You're going, well, I've done all this work now. I'm just going to sit and take a breather. Is that what's meant to happen? Yeah. The universe will give you a bit of a breather before you actually move into receiving the fruit of this energy, or having the harvest come towards you for all of that. So it might take a minute for your ships to come in, but what's the advice from Spirit? Stay balanced. Stay balanced. The whole point of the exercise was to get you into a harmonious space, right? Does it want to bring you into harmonious union? Absolutely. That's the goal. That's the kicker. Harmonious union and mission is what the divine wants for twin flames, and we'll all get there at different times, and depending on where you are in your journey, you've been knocked out of whack one way or the other. And I equate it to my my tattoo, where if this is the balance point, this is temperance here in the middle, and this last round of energy has tipped us out on polarities. And like I was saying to you, like it felt like I was out on this wing, and Ricky was way out over here on this wing, and trying to get to this balance point in the middle. You know, it's not that we were being mean to each other or being difficult or anything. It just felt like a real struggle to
make the other one happy,
or something like that. Yeah, it was. Hey, it's going. Yeah. I'm really scared that if I say the wrong thing at this point in time, I'm going to upset you. I don't even know what would the wrong thing be. It didn't. Yeah, it was a weird energy.
I was even just afraid to say hello. I could say it the wrong way and be like, rah.
I'm not a rah.
No, but you know, just that stupid whatever feeling that.
It was a weird energy. Let's just call it, because neither of us are particularly aggressive people. But we were tiptoeing around. That's how you'd say it. We were walking on eggshells around each other for no particular reason.
We weren't walking on sunshine, that's for sure.
It was for no particular reason, though. Hey.
I know, right?
What'd you say?
Oh, we weren't walking on sunshine, that's for sure.
It was hard to tip back into balanced energy, but this is what the universe is saying. And use our example, because we were out on these polarities. And we couldn't get to neutral very, very easily. It was you're laughing because it's true. It was funny because it's true. But to get back to balance was tough. And the universe is saying, righto, that game's now over. Are you too ready to play nice? And sit in your neutral spaces for a minute? Oh, stop. Stop. You're making me sound like I'm an ogre. I'm not at all. I promise I'm not. But it is. It's like, are you too ready to get back to neutral and get back to work? Because the next part of the mission has begun, and we need you to play nice to make it all happen. So, Oh, look, I'm interested. What have you got, divine masculine? Tell me. Is this the
First card.
First card. The Fool, right? And light-hearted energy is returning, right? And this might be, like, if you're sitting in separation, divine feminine, this might be when your masculine does come forward. That is the push from the universe, is that they do make this is leap of faith stuff. This is like, if what we've been saying is that everyone's sitting on tenterhooks, afraid to approach the other, this energy comes in and goes, well, I'm not afraid anymore to come forward and offer you something more loving. Here, the universe wants you to receive a loving, kind offer. And here, the masculine is ready to take a leap of faith and bring that offer towards you. He's not worried about stepping off the cliff there. He's not worried. He knows he's got the divine at his back. Even if he doesn't understand essentially what that means, he knows he's got the divine. You know what was funny? You went out this morning and you followed a car.
It said divine.
It literally had it on the number plate. Yeah, it literally said divine on the number plate. So trust that the masculine.
I was following the divine, you could say. Literally.
Yeah, quite literally. The divine masculine is following the divine and leading it. And what did we looked up the meaning around black, because we keep getting messages on black cars, and it was this idea that you're moving away from trouble, or that you're aware of the trouble and you're moving away from it. And this was kind of like the divine masculine is following the divine to make a more,
and the divine was leading me today.
Fully, yeah, a more harmonious offer. I like it. I like it. What have you got next? Oh, see. This is communication, right? Communication is going to get better, right? Now, everybody's at different phases of their journey. We've made that clear. I say it every time. But communication can come through several different ways. It can come through, I laugh at this little F on this Page of Swords, because it can be a message, a social media connection. It looks like an F, but it's actually a tree blowing in the wind. But I see it as, because the Page of Swords is the messenger of tarot. So, and he moves pretty quickly by and large. So I would expect that you might get a message. It could be a text message. It could be a post on social media. It could be however people directly communicate. It could be that they show, with this leap of faith, they could just show up on your doorstep. That's how potent these two are side by side. This is leap of faith, and I want to talk to you now energy. You have alchemized this situation, divine feminine. I like what's going on here. What have we got in the soul space? Oh, maybe it's your dreams. Yeah, look, see? Look what's playing out here. Isn't this an interesting little mix? In your soul space, you have solidified onto the journey. The divine has gone, yes, I see you, divine feminine. You're doing your work. You understand it's you, me, and your divine masculine. You are never not connected. You understand separateness and you understand oneness. So when you understand that there's not nothing in the nothing, there's a process that can alchemize, all right? You are the magician. You have the power to do this, that can affect your divine masculine's sleep space. So my gut feeling is that your divine masculine is having disrupted sleep on some level, or feeling like his dreams have meaning. If it's not you who's actually showing up in the dreams, I would almost guarantee he's having dreams that are very vivid. Are you having vivid dreams at the moment?
I can't remember my dreams, to be honest.
You never do, except for the ones.
Except for
I'm not going to.
Except for...
I'm not going to finish that sentence.
Come on now.
So your divine masculine is probably having some vivid dreams. I'm letting that go. It's probably having vivid dreams because it needs to be woken up on that level. So however this push is coming, you've had the divine, you've had this energy solidify, right? So you know what mission is, you know what both of your places are in the journey, and you know that you're never disconnected. So that energy is now playing out, at the very least in the 5D. I bet his dream space is highly affected. And this is where this push is coming from. Going, I want to take, the universe is making him very lighthearted and wanting to take action to send a message. What have we got in, is this the challenge? Judgment. Why? You actually expressed this morning. Like, so I'm going to take this as a pure message. It's like, there was nothing particularly going on for you to feel like you had to be scared to say something or scared to approach or scared to. Yeah. There's no reason to be tiptoeing around, feeling like the next thing you say is going to cause a negative reaction. So how I'm reading this, right, is that the divine masculine is scared of approaching because he's not necessarily sure what the reception will be. Will it be positive? Will it be negative? Will I be just shut down? Will I have taken too long to get there? Will I, all of the questions that could possibly be negative. But I'm pretty sure that this energy is going to override this one. This is fear, and love trumps fear every single time. Every single time. Give me an advice card. Yeah, look, see? Get real, divine masculine. Get real. You know the truth. And now it's time to swing the sword of truth. You know how you feel. You know what you think. You know what the truth of the scenario is. And you know that this person, your divine counterpart, has always been there, and that on your worst days, they're going to listen. They've got you. They've got you, divine masculine. And you don't have to be fearful of the judgment. Now, when this process comes back into alignment, yes, there is going to be some push and pull for it. There is going to have to be, because you've lived a 3D experience with each other that has caused pain. You've lived a 3D experience that has caused frustration. And on some level, that stuff needs to be figured out. It needs to come into sharp clarity. And divine feminine knows how to balance this stuff. She's done the work that's necessary to for you not to fear what this judgment looks like, right? Why is it hard for him to come to what? Why is it hard for this ship to come in for you, divine feminine? Because there's a big fear of judgment. Would you resonate on that? That yes. Like going, when crap plays out, you're scared to face what it looks like when it actually, when it gets talked about, and it's like going, everybody stuffs up as a human being, and masculine, feminine, both of us had massive lessons to learn, and to actually be afraid of the repercussions is natural, and fear is probably the one thing that will trigger free will into not wanting to take this step as the fool. But I'm going to suggest that this time, this energy, I don't think this energy is as strong as any of the other messages there. Even though it is major arcana, I don't feel it is as strong as any of the other messages there to prevent them coming forward. What have you got as the likely outcome? Oh, righto. It's pissy though. It's pissy. I still, can you give me a clarifier? Give me one more. Give me one more on that. I'm not convinced that that's the likely outcome. Yeah, it does. It's still in that energy. And look, I'm actually okay with this, because what I've actually looked at is that probably the true destiny moment of these connections is more into September. So where the true crossroads of these energies show up is more into September. And there is a journey involved. There's some big decisions. Perhaps there's a fight playing out with divine masculine about, if I come forward, what will the ramifications be? This feels to me like an internal battle. It doesn't feel like something that he's fighting with externally. It's like going, I get to the crossroads and then I've got to weigh up. And this energy is a frustration energy as well. And it reminds me, and I talk about it often, is it's like, if there's, you see it, I've seen it on social media, there's like two people are digging a tunnel. Two people are digging a tunnel, and there's like a big thing of diamonds at the end of it.
One's almost there and the other one's there, but it leaves.
Yeah, frustration makes them turn around. Yeah. Frustration makes them turn around. Fear makes them turn around and going, I'm going to keep digging, never get there. But then the other person who actually, look, one person will quit and turn around and not allow these energies to stop them, whereas the other person goes, oh, I know the world is being held in my hand if I keep digging. So for mine, this is still, the push is still on by the universe to get them to keep digging and keep trusting that if they keep doing the work, they'll be able to get the communication and the clarification that they want. Have you got 6 from the bottom of the deck?
Yeah.
What have you got? 5 and 6. Right.
You go deeper,
So
another level later. You got that one, and that one.
Oh.
Do you want to go next to layer? No. Yes. No.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Trust your gut. Yeah. Yeah, because look what's here. This is where Ricky was going. Look at what's on the next layer. Is here the push. It's you know it is layers of energy. Everything comes through in layers, and the push against the divine masculine is to, you know, and I see this as the destiny, really. If you play these two out as a scenario, you've got the 3 of Pentacles, which I've just described as being a true twin flame card, the way I see it. If I'm reading specific for twins, I see this as going, yep, this is you, the divine and the divine masculine, all here on mission on this earth plane, doing what it is you come here to do. Does it play out in divine timing, and does the astrology affect it? Yes. Are you guided by angels and you know, guides and angels on the other realm, spirits on the other realm? Absolutely. And they are here to bring you away from troubled waters, from whatever this is that I feel like whatever's going on in their 3D world, they might have to leave someone or leave something, whether it's a job, a way of thinking, a way of living, people that they have to disconnect from. It's not easy, and it will cause a fight. Perhaps it's going to affect their finances. Perhaps it's going to affect their family unit. There could be a bunch of reasons why this push from the universe is really, really hard for them to make a transformation. And it is getting themselves out of choppy waters and moving into smooth waters that requires following the star. And I think I did this in another reading. You know, it's kind of like the Bible story, isn't it? Like the stars over your head, divine feminine, and they really look. Here's the fool following the star, following the star to the divine feminine. That's how it feels to me. It's like they're just following their gut and their instinct to where you are. What have we got as the next layer of energy? I think that was the top layer, wasn't it? Yeah, look, this is what triggers people into action. Seriously, a process like this. Look at it. I'm sick and tired of, and you know, that's what I was just saying. Whatever they're sitting in right now is not bringing them a whole heap of joy. Look at this guy flat on his face with 10 swords in his back. So whatever is playing out on their side of the coin, this is the kind of energy that triggers people to make change in their life. Because look what the universe wants to do. You had it as advice. They've got it as a push from the universe. They have to start living, or they don't have to, but the push is that they start living life in a more balanced way. They are going through a process of ascension, just like you got the death card, they've got the death card too. So whatever that last go round was, however it was manifesting for your divine masculine, the push is for them to experience their pain, experience their frustration, you know, feel the full weight of 10 swords in their back, to get them to want to make a change, to get them to want to do things differently. And it's not until you feel the full weight of 10 swords in your back that you go, I actually need things to shift and adjust. I'll put all the swords away. I see you. It's not me throwing swords, I promise. It wants to bring you back into balance, and it wants you to really shut the door on the last chapter, divine masculine. This is, you know, line in the sand stuff. Divine feminine's doing it. It is not surprising that your energy is matching each other. You're both connected. If one is going through a massive process that requires and I don't know why I feel like saying this again, but arcana actually means mysteries. So it's like, and you're midway through the mystery, if that makes sense. Even though the puzzle pieces are coming together, you might understand a little bit more of it than Divine Masculine does at this point, Divine Feminine, but your Masculine is catching up fast because these pains that they're having to go through and this push to come into balance and a process that requires death says that they're catching up. Look out. They're gonna they're gonna know. You're gonna know all about it when they know all about it. What's the next level of energy? Yeah, look, see? The past coming back to bite. This, I fully lay this at your feet because the way this process plays out. A connection from the past. It can be past life. I'm not seeing it as a inner child that needs to be remedied because of this. Four of Wands is over the top of it. When I see the Four of Wands in a twin flame connection, particularly over the Six of Cups, that is the memory of you coming back, you know, in full throttle, wanting, and they're then wanting to look at divine. Look at this. This is feeling passion for the scenario again. Now, the Queen of Wands, she's not always our favorite character to come out over the top of that because it's not, it's about the desire rising, which isn't necessarily bad in this scenario. It's not, because it's like going, I remember what it was like to be divine with Divine Feminine. I remember what it was like. It was happy. It was fun. We had good times. It was easy. The Queen of Wands is that character. She cruises about with her passions and desires on her. Look, she's got a sunflower. She's a happy character, right? But she's not always the most serious. So we can look at her as being a bit fly by night. So maybe in these reflections, Divine Masculine is going, well, she was there and then she was gone. What happened? We were there and then we were gone. What happened? These questions from the past are rebooting of going, why didn't that work again? You know, asking that question, why didn't it work with my Queen of Wands? She was great. We had a lot of fun together. You know, it was easy. It was great. Why didn't it work? So here the universe is putting those memories back into Divine Masculine's scenario. And here, look, 1111, it's a big indicator, isn't it, with our numerology and this wreath of abundance over the top. For mine, this is saying that whatever this process is that is playing out over here, the pain and the needing to balance and the putting a close to whatever is cycle is playing out in his life that's currently not serving, you're the driving force. I'm laying this one fully at your feet, Divine Feminine. He might not know what to do with it yet, but that's coming. Look, the universe is pushing him to communicate, to talk about it, to reach out. So that feels like a really good indicator towards where we're headed in September. We still do have as our likely outcome, hold it in your pocket.
Yesterday.
True. Ricky just showed me on his phone his 1111 that he caught. It's a thing. It's a thing then. Yeah, look, he's, you know, take that as a confirmation that if, you know, 1111 is a sign that to say that we're on track, that this is happening. Now, but what I did want to say is our likely outcome is still this niggle energy, all right? So for some Divine Masculines, we all arrive there at different times. This frustration energy and this fear energy might be enough to stop him on this particular push, but for some, they're going to claim the journey and step forward. The frustration won't prevent them from moving forward, but I'm looking more into September for more of that destiny energy to come around. So communication might still be a bit of hit and miss. Should we move on to some Divine Love Oracle?
Yeah.
Yeah, who are you going to read for today, or who are you going to choose a card for?
Just feminine.
Yeah, you're feeling the feminine lately, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, go for it. Choose us a card.
Shuffle?
I can shuffle them.
Shuffle.
Let's see what we've got. Let's see what we've got. I think I've got some of these a bit upside down, but
That's all right.
I've been using them a bit in readings lately, so
Yeah.
it's and I tell you what, Divine Feminine, don't think you're alone in feeling this intense energy. Oh my gosh, the work I do on my phone line. Oh, look,
Everyone's feeling it.
Everyone's feeling it, and I want to tell you that we have a beautiful divine community who are very gracious in the way they share messages. But not everybody I've spoken to lately has been so gracious. It's been full on. Righto. What do you want to do? Choose one.
Yeah. Go. I'll give it a quick skidoo.
Yeah. They're big cards, aren't they? What have you got? I'm waiting with bated breath. Oh, are you for real? Do you know, this is cool because I actually drew this morning in my daily card, but I'd already talked about it before, so I put it back. This was meant to come out today. You know why? Because this has taken place on that 5D realm. And one of the processes that takes place as you come into union is that you do go through these merging processes that are both 3D and 5D. And what I want to say to you, this is why this death card's come about, because you've both graduated through one of the mysteries. You might not understand what the merging is, but what happens is in the 5D realm as you go through different...
Graduated.
Yeah, it's a graduation and your energies get more merged. You get more merged. You get more capable of holding the connection every time you go through one of these processes where... Like death is an ascension process. You've heard me say that more than once. And that you go through another doorway. And these, you know, this platform is probably not where I'm going to get the best explanation out of what this merge energy is. But what it does is it is a graduation, but it's like your energies become more, the connection gets stronger. You're more able to hear messages from your divine counterpart. You're more able to understand the divine's role. And it's like the puzzle pieces have come together. You're closer to understanding oneness, not just one in being your body, your vessel, your thing, but being one with the all and everything. And these merging processes are like it's a clarity process, and it's let's just say you've leveled up divine feminine, and this is on both sides. You both have leveled up into new processes of understanding, and I would not be surprised at all if you feel like your counterpart is more vivid than ever, or like you're feeling their energy more than ever. And it played out for us is like, and there was no real reason for it, but we were both on tenterhooks around each other, thinking that the other was pushing the other away, and there was no reason for it. None. We were just, there's your corner, there's my corner, see on the other side. Yeah. We're still being kind and not being, there's no aggression in what was going on.
It's just that energy.
It was just funky. Funky, just like, I don't want to call it fuck off energy because it wasn't that aggressive. It was just that
little thing. You're gonna upset someone.
Yeah, just don't trip up this energy. If we were feeling the intensity of it, but what comes out the other side of that is that because we were both feeling the same thing more intensely, we both moved through this death process at the same time to move into whatever the next layer is. How that plays out for twins in separation is that you're probably going to be feeling what they're feeling, and you're going to have to manage that in your own time and space, right? We both did. We both went to our own time and space to manage it, but it was the same energy. We felt it the same way. And what it does is it levels up your telepathy. It levels up your ability to feel that oneness energy. It levels up your understanding of separation and oneness. So this is a big energy to have played out. And like I said, I drew it this morning and then put it back because I'd already read about that energy before. But for it to come out again says to me, this is an understanding that has to play out. Like the doctrine of twins is, you know, it's not that you live your life by the doctrine, but when you see a pattern like merged come out, you do go through these different energy merges where, and it's via those mergers that you're able to hold the connection better when you come into physical union. So for mine, I actually think the energy that was affecting both of us was a heart energy merge. So we were trying to get heart energy to settle down between us both on some level. You might have felt it in your throat. You might have felt it in your crown chakra. Energy centers have these merging processes that it's too complex to lay out now. I'd need the whole reading to really get to the bottom of the whys and the hows. But to know that these merging processes take place, and we've probably all just been through one, which on the other side of it will give you more clarity, more understanding into the way that your counterpart works. Okay, I hope that makes sense. I hope it wasn't too much double Dutch. Let's grab one for the Divine Masculine and see what was playing out on their side. I just want to shuffle them for a second and let the energy sit with me for a tick and go. What have we got for Divine Masculine? Oh, yeah, I drew that yesterday. I'm not even kidding. Can you get that one for the connection? I drew this yesterday. This is getting closer and closer to, if you are in separation, you are getting closer and closer. Huh?
I drew that yesterday.
Oh, did you? For the connection though, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah, unions. The body and soul is bringing these down to the 3D plane, and you've got Three of Pentacles there, and here Ricky drew our attention to, it was in the next layer of energy there. These connections are getting closer and closer to realizing in the 3D plane. Oh, really? Mm-hmm. That's what, yeah, look, the Trinity. Oh, my word. Oh, my word. Yeah, look, that was meant to be seen today. These are getting closer and closer. Whatever this last merge process was, however it played out for you and your counterpart, it's leveled us up to be ready for the next level of mission. It plays out differently for us, but not. We are in the same ideal of going, separation occurs for a minute to level up. The next layer of merging takes place so we can come back together for mission. If you're in separation, you've gone through this and gone, right, body and soul level up because the next level of mission is upon you. I would not be surprised at all if we start to see, bless you, for both of those.
Sorry.
We start to see this next wave of twins really coming online. And I'm kind of projecting, I keep saying I feel like it's in September where we really start to see this push, but we should start to see the start of it. We really do. These messages are really intense about your counterparts needing to have a 3D connection take place. Whatever this leveling up is, it's getting us all ready for the next stage of mission. This was a big message. This reading has a lot to give, and I will at some time find time to dive deeper into an energy like merged and what these when they merge and then they lock and then you move to the next level, like the significance of this I cannot underplay. It's a big part of the process, and if you can get to a point where you understand why these merge energies take place and why we graduate and have these mini deaths along the way. Like I say, I don't know why it's sticking with me, but arcana literally means mysteries, and the purpose of these mergings kind of is a mystery, but then we have these death processes which say that is complete. That merge is complete. You can now write that off and say line in the sand, on to the next. Right, I think that wraps up our reading for now. I hope there was something useful in that message. It definitely feels like the push is on towards our these unions coming on board. What do you reckon?
Yeah, it seems to be getting a little bit better, and messages are lightening,
and it's more open to connection and communication. Hey,
it is very much so.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it. I hope everyone else did.
Yeah, there's a bit in there,
and I hope it touched other people that going through the struggles, and this resonates with someone, and it helps them through what they're going through on their journey.
And let you know that you're not on your own.
We're here. If you need a hand with anything, feel free to shoot a message or reach out, and we'll get back to you. And
as quick as we can.
We are on all the other social media platforms, which the links will be in the bio below.
Yep.
Thank you for your support. And again, if there are anyone in Queensland in the Brisbane area next weekend,
Next
not
weekend?
not this weekend coming, but the
8th.
weekend after on the
No,
8th,
9th to the 12th. Yeah.
9th to the 12th, we
9th to
will
the
be
11th. I'm thinking we're there from the 8th to the 12th, but the festival's the 9th
9th
to the 11th.
But we will be in Brisbane at the festival for Mind, Body, and Spirit.
Yep.
Feel free to come down and look for us with your pink diamond. We will be happy to meet people that are in the Brisbane, Queensland area. If you're down there on the weekend,
Yeah.
come down, say hello, and we can have a chat there and whatnot. But thank you again for all the support, and we are here
Yep. To help.
to help everyone. Thank you so much for your support, and from me, ciao for now.
In faith, hope and love from me. It's bye from us for now. Bye.